My name is Madison. I'm going to be doing a review of Zoey 101 Season 1, Episode 1, and I'm going to begin with a little bit of a intro into Zoey 101 for those of you who don't know, because it doesn't seem to be a very popular topic of discussion on YouTube in particular. It was a show that premiered, I believe, in 2005. It was created by Dan Schneider, who also is the creator of Drake and Josh, iCarly, and Victorious and Sam and Cat. Arguably more famous shows. And it follows a group of students that go to Pacific Coast Academy, a boarding school in Southern California by the beach. And it's called like a comedy drama. Probably delves into more comedy than drama, but I digress, right? So the first episode opens with it opens immediately with the theme song, which I'm sure everyone. Now you see me standing here. Do you look good, my dear? Do I look good today? I think it's Jamie Lynn singing it. I guess it could be Britney. I don't think it's Britney though. I think I'd recognize Britney. Anyway, Jamie Lynn Spears was my idol growing up, and in her first appearance on screen, she literally almost crashes her father's car, in her haste to get to her new boarding school, which sort of lends to the mind, like, why is she so eager to go to boarding school? I mean, I kind of get it, because I didn't want to be at home, even at 9. Like, I was like, oh, no parents. Sounds good to me. At 9, I was like, I can handle this. This is no issue. Side note, like, her brother also goes to this school. It used to be an all-boys school, but now it's an all-girls school. No, it's a co-ed school. It's a co-ed school. So they're both going, and her brother's only like 9 or 10. She's like 13, 14. So it seems like, I don't know about boarding schools, but isn't it weird to have like one boarding school that like covers from like elementary school? Are people sending their 6-year-olds to this school? Is what I'm wondering. Like, when is the cutoff? Is it like 5th grade to 12th grade? 6th grade on? I never figured that out. I doubt Dan Schneider figured that out, because it seems a bit weird to me. Anyway, so they're in their eager haste to get to the school. As soon as she gets to the school, with her dad, who's like never seen again. Great casting though. He looks great casting of the family. Zoey. Jamie Lynn Spears plays Zoey Brooks, and Dustin and her little brother Dustin Brooks are both headed to school. They pull up, and just as they pull up, some guy with some curly hair rides his bike into frame, and they make eye contact as she's standing there staring, and it's like a romantic comedy, except they're like 13, and he like literally is smiling and waiting, and rams his bike into a flagpole. And I remember thinking, like, as a kid, like, that's not realistic, but having grown up, completely realistic. I can't tell you the number of times I've been looking at someone and have deliberately walked in something else, and I can tell you the number of times that my own friends have done that. My own friends have been just like, and I've been like, hey, what's up? And they are like, hey, and they run right into that. Sorry about the text messages. I'm not normally popular at all, and didn't think I needed to turn it off. I was clearly incorrect. Anyway, they get to the school, and the guy introduces himself, and it's Chase Matthews, and he and Zoey immediately have chemistry. Friend or flirtatious. I think it's a bit flirtatious even off the get-go. I don't know about anybody else. Maybe I'm sort of biased because I know what happens later. But it seems like pretty clear that like they're flirting straight off when they meet. And they have good banter. It feels lived in. Like, you believe the people are something. They're not just strangers. They sort of walk into it, and even the way he talks to her, it's like super lived it. It's super realistic, actually. Like the way he was talking, I was like, I remember 14-year-old boys who talk like that, and the way he talks is sort of the way that I talk when I'm nervous. So, because he's like, I'm wounded. Like he doesn't know when to stop, basically. So anyway, he decides to take. Essentially, like, Zoe's dad comes back and is like, oh, hey, like, let's go to your dorm. And Chase, like, takes away this father-daughter moment by saying, nah, I got her. I'll take her. And her dad tries to say no, and Zoe's like, Dad. And so that's kind of the vibe I get. Like, if you just met, like, what you think is a new friend, would you have the new friend take you to your door? Maybe I'm weird. Maybe I'm crazy. I thought it was a weird flirtatious thing. And then instead they say goodbye. And Chase, rather than walking away 2 feet, simply turns around. He's like, oh, sorry, yeah, no, I'll give you a sec. And then immediately just stays where he is. So he can still hear everything that's going on. But instead, he's like, I'll just turn around. And then after, like, the quickest of goodbyes, I don't think we see her dad ever again after this. He takes her to her dorm room, which is the colors I always wanted my own dorm room to be. She freaks out because it's super nice. And he's like, and then he's like, yeah. And she's like, oh my god, I can see the beach from here. And Chase is like, and you know what the best part is? Your own mini fridge. And I was like, Chase, you know me so well. Because I would be fucking pumped about that. I will be so excited. It's like, yeah, no. Windows are windows. Like, what's up? What's up with the mini fridge? Then he saves her from some old sandwich. And then she says, my hero, which is flirting. It's not, not friendly banter. It's flirting. Sorry, I do the thing like, for the Jane from Happy, I don't know if you guys know Happy Endings, but the character Jane in that when she flirts, and that's what I do when I talk. And anyway, so then he ends up leaving because he's warning Zoey to be careful of the guys around because they prank people on the first day. So he's like, oh yeah, but like tame a prank, like, you know, putting your bike in a tree. And then Chase freaks out, runs out and is like, oh, I forgot to say, welcome to PCA. And then it's really insane because it's only, I think, like 6 minutes in at this point. But he, like, made such a big impact that, like, his entire character is there. The nervousness, dorkiness, the kindness, his crush on Zoey, him and Zoey just getting each other immediately. Like, it's super quick, but the whole thing, like, just works, like, on a character level. And then, and then we meet Nicole, who I don't like as a character in general. I never did, even when I was little. I thought she was a bit too over the top, I guess. With the girliness, maybe. But other than that, like, it was just some weird type of, like, she screams she's never seen a urinal. She meets Zoe, and they're like, oh my god, I'm in the same room too. And then they go back to the room, and then Dana is there, and Dana's super, like, she's like the tough girl. She's like, oh, I want that bed, even though it's Nicole's bed. And it's like, and Nicole just gives it to her, and it's like, yeah, well, and she immediately was like, I wanted my own room, so, like, I'm over you people before I've met you people. Like, she's that kind of bitch. And it's, like, sort of overdone, like, in her introduction. Looking back, because I remember having a way better feeling about Dana initially than Nicole, just in their intros, and I still sort of do. I just think that they're really poor right after we've had the Chase one, is what I think it is that it's poor writing compared to, I guess, like, what, the Chase and Zoey writing was. Anyway, so then Zoey and Nicole, they go explore on campus or whatever, right? And she goes by a basketball game. And there's, like, a whole basketball thing going on with all these guys. And then Zoe said, oh my god, I'll try it for the basketball team. Because Zoe's just sporty. Zoey's sporty. And it's good, but it's not like, it's good. It's a good, like, character trait. Right now, it's like she's very self-assured for being fucking 13. She's good with scissors, because Nicole wants to close, she cut up Nicole's shirt in this cool way. And she's, I guess, like, quick-witted. That's, like, the three things we sort of know about her right away, is that she's, like, pretty, like, confident. So she walks up and she's like, oh, I'm thinking about joining the basketball team. And then this asshole named named Logan comes up and is like, oh, yeah, like, girls can't join the basketball team, I'm sexist pink, and then they essentially just he challenges them to a basketball game, which Zoey, like, immediately takes up, even though she has nothing to back it up except her own skill. And Nicole's like, I can't fucking play basketball. And then, like, they, like, yell at her and Logan have, like, this yell back and forth. And then he's like, want to make out? And she's like, ew, no. And I remember when I was little, I thought that was so charming. And that's so dangerous. That's, like, one of the things that is so dangerous when you go and look back. Because it's like, you shouldn't have an antagonistic relationship with someone you like. And you shouldn't, like, be framing, like, that kind of, if you're trying to go for, like, passionate relationship, with, like, sexist assholes, essentially. Anyway, that all happens. She tries to recruit girls. They all fucking suck. So then they go to the game, and they get their asses handed to them. Zoey's the only one that can play. Logan is, like, continuously trying to, like, get insane with her, and, like, and anyway, it basically delves into, like, they're in the middle. I used to play basketball, and I used to love doing this, where you, like, fight with someone with the ball. Essentially, Zoey and Logan end up doing that, and Logan elbows her in the nose, so she has a bloody nose. And then everyone boos him. It's weird that they're not already booing the guys' team, because they're up by 20 at this point, still, like, insanely trying hard to score. And at that stage, like, you kind of back off, but they're not. So that's, like, it's weird to me it took that long for people to start fucking booing. And it's at this point, I guess, like, Dana, like, decides to join the team, because she didn't want to join the team at first, because she was like, this is fucking lame, Nicole, and doing, like, the reluctant badass thing. And Zoey, like, decides not to quit, even though, like, the teacher who's reffing this, for whatever reason, is from Australia, but he's in California, at this, PCA, at this boarding school, right? And, like, she's like, I'm playing, I don't care, I'm not playing. And then it's a nice moment, because the rest of the girls, including Nicole, who's not helping at all, but is trying, decides to go out and back her up. Until Dana comes, and then Dana's like, can I come on? And Zoey's like, well, we actually have a full team. I'm like, Zoey, stop being stubborn. You know, you can tell by the way this girl's walking, she's the only one that showed up in basketball shorts. Anyway, they're home, and then they're coming, it's like a very different second half. They come from behind, they almost win, they lose by like 2 points or 1 point or something, and then Logan's like, oh, you suck, as if, like, winning by 2, like, losing by 2 points means you fucking suck. Because I don't know about you, I lost by, like, 5 points and been like, that was still a good game. He's like, well, now you know girls don't belong at PCA. He's, like, such a classic, like, kid's villain, because he's so, like, it's supposed to be framed, he's so far wrong, and that nobody reasonable thinks that way, and that's it's just, like, it's so dumb. So then the girls are having pizza and cake to celebrate the fact that they took a stand, because they're allowed a PCA now, and it's a big deal, and they're gonna, like, take a stand. And Michael, who is one of the other main characters that hasn't had a line throughout this episode, and Chase come to apologize. Essentially, like, cause they're good guys, but then they're like, yeah, why else? And I think Zoe's like, and why else? Or Dana is like, why else did you come? We heard you had pizza and cake. And I was like, if that is not why someone would apologize, period, like, in middle school, especially, like, a middle school boy, I don't know what it is. It's great. And then, like, Chase is like, well, like, how are you liking it? Are you gonna like it here at PCA? And Zoe's, yeah, after we make a couple little changes, and this, I don't know if they're trying to make it seem like the whole, like her family is from Louisiana, but you can tell her twang hard in this episode, and her little brother, the guy that plays her little brother, has no twang. It's like, it's one of the only like nitpicks I have because they actually kind of look like they could be brother and sister in this episode. So I don't want to be like to dump on them, but she has a very heavy twang like in this episode. And anyway, it ends with them decorating a urinal like to make a fountain to make it like the bathroom more comfortable. I don't get it. Maybe someone else will get it, because like I always hated that. I hated that because it was used as a promo when I was little, so like repeated again and again and again and again. Anyway, hey, that's my review, or like recap review of episode season 1 of Zoey 101. Let me know if you'd like me to do more. I may just do more just because I enjoy this, and I'm sure like Liz is watching. I would hope Liz is at least watching. Anyway, bye!